Welcome back to Let's Roleplay. Our three heroes just got shot into space. My name's Kit. I'm also known as Colonel the Frog. I am your GM for today. Your host is not here with us, despite the fact that this is Duhad's channel. I am currently joined by Winter, who is playing Brass.
Yes.
Time Knight, who is playing Chalk.
Yeah, hey.
And Morath, who is playing Galena.
Yes.
Their ship is getting away, and they have found themselves on a bunch of very large engines attached to some steering handles, have been shot out in space towards it, and it's a long way to go. They're fiber cored together. They've got one gyro grappler, and oh boy, there's a bunch of people with guns who might have some issues with them doing this. Let's hit it. So, you are out into space. You are all currently aligned together. None of you have fired your engines. You are on a course relatively towards where your ship is. It appears that some of the mercenaries who were blown out into space have gotten back under control, and they appear to have jetpacks.
Oh, didn't think about that one.
They also have guns.
Oh boy.
They're also heading away.
Okay.
What do?
I'll try spinning. That's a neat trick.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You said it, you do it.
Oh.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
You should have said out of character first. Okay,
Let's have some fun.
Okay, so, Chuck, you see blaster fire start to twinkle up. It's blue, so you can assume that it's stun bolts, but you probably don't want to get hit by it as you rocket out into space. And the first thing that comes to your head is, I wonder if I could go ahead and spin and make myself a harder target. Roll me strength.
Okay, this is not going to end well.
We're tethered together.
2D plus 1. Here we go. Okay, this is going to be... Okay, that's 11 and a 6 on the wild die.
Reroll and add.
Alrighty, kids.
This might actually be okay.
This might... Oh, okay, that's, Okay, hold on, that's 12 now. That was a 1, so...
No, still better.
Okay. So, yeah. Good news, bad news. Good news. They do not hit you with blaster fire.
Good.
Bad news. You are starting to reel in the slack on the fiber cord. And
boy.
Your swoop is now spinning. It's not spinning particularly quickly. You're not that strong. You're not that massive. But it is spinning, and it is currently... Let's go ahead. You're both connected to Galena. So it is reeling you in towards Galena. You are starting to go off course. None of you have fired your engines yet. But with the first action, chaos is occurring. I love it so.
Crud. I should have just kept my joke to myself.
You are being fired upon, by the way, Brass and Galena.
Yeah.
What did the two of you do?
Well, I am...
decided that spinning is a good trick.
I am massive and and whatnot.
Well, you're strong. You're not particularly massive.
I'm not. Well, I'm built like, you know. I'm like 6 foot tall and bulky, but not like super bulky. You're right, and definitely not bulky enough like the people these things were built for. Mm-hmm. But regardless of that, I'm going to try to maneuver my swoop so that it, instead of it being reeled in, I'm going to change where the actual point of change my trajectory to pull the line out so that it's not tangled anymore.
Oh, the line
And
is
then-
tangled.
Oh, well, in which
The
case
line
I'm
is
just going to put
wrapped-
some...
Your swoop is technically not getting reeled in at the moment. It's Time Knight's swoop that's getting reeled in. Or technically both of you are getting pulled towards the center point, but Timeline is the one who's taking up all the slack by grabbing the line around his swoop.
You want my hatchet? Skyrim.
But hey, but you're attached to me too.
No, I'm attached to Galena.
Yeah. So, for the record, as you fly through space, the Galena's in center position. You're all relatively equal forward back from each other. And currently, Time Knight is coming in closer towards Galena. He is on the port side, and Brass is on the starboard side.
Right. So I'm going to change how the line's being pulled so it's no longer wrapping around the swoop, but instead being spooled out in front of it by goosing the engines a tiny bit so that I take the lead.
Okay. So you're going to add acceleration to the system.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me mechanical. You may use your you may use your ground vehicle score here.
Awesome. That adds an extra pip.
I'm good at beast riding and space transport, but I'm not good with land vehicles.
So the way that that's going to work, by the way, Winter, is you will be able to use your beast riding for purposes of going ahead and maneuvering, but not for any uses of the engine.
Okay.
I am not
In fact,
good at this at all.
Maneuvering probably the easiest of the bunch with that.
Mhm.
Anyway, but what did Galena get?
A 12.
A 12, okay. You go ahead, you kick in the engine, you take the lead. I assume that you cut it off real shortly afterwards.
Yeah, this is just like a spurt, because I know how space works. At least Galena thinks she does, which is she knows that she doesn't really have to worry much about, once she gets ahead, all she has to worry about is correcting her course, because there's nothing stopping her from moving forward at that point.
Okay.
Aside from stuff, law of a whole bunch of shit, but she doesn't know that.
Yeah, also technically in Star Wars things often move differently, but yes, we are working under a Newtonian model at the moment.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so you have now taken the lead. You have changed the angle in which the fiber cord is now winding around Chuck's swoop. It is now tangling up in the steering vanes that are up front. Chuck is now at, your swoop swings out to the side, and you are now angling more in towards Galena. Your swoop is still spinning, still wrapping it up, but it's starting to wrap up further and further down the forward outriggers. Brass, Galena has just moved ahead of you. The line is less slack than it was, and it is now pointing at roughly a 45-degree ahead. Brass.
Okay. I'm tempted to go on offensive defensive mode and just use. Does energy balls move in space?
You're throwing them, so yeah, they move in
Okay.
space.
I just wanted to be sure of that. Because space. No. I can't really help too much with the wiring issue, so I might as well try to take the heat off of the rest of them and throw an LL at the closest person.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and try and chuck a energy grenade at a man who is flying through space as you fly through space on an engine and not much else.
This is gonna go perfectly. Am I still technically injured?
Yes, you are.
So start with 5, but then my injury caused me to put them down and get a +1 instead, so 5, 6, 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 1 is 12.
Oh. Okay. Well, go ahead and roll damage for me.
And that will be stun, which is 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Okay. Apparently, this guy who was leading the charge towards you did not expect for this to happen. He might have expected to get shot at. He might have expected for you all to just light your engines and run from them. He did not expect the Gungan in the pressure suit to whip around and chuck a glowing ball at him. He did not expect it so much that he did not even realize that this was happening until the ball hit him in the face. He does not appear to be stopped himself, but his jetpack isn't going ahead and glowing anymore, and he's not flying towards you. You're actually kind of leaving him in the dust. And more so as the line jerks taut and you start to swing in towards and behind Galena's swoop.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, top of the order, or anyone who wants to speak and go first.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back and try to correct this mistake that I have made.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a strength.
Okay, let's see. That is 2d plus 2. Wait, hold on. Was it 2d plus 2?
2d plus 1.
1. Okay, gotcha. I was looking at Dex. Okay. Oh, well, this can't be. Ooh, this is bad.
Oh,
3 and 1 on the special die.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
So, as you go ahead and realize that your swoop is getting wrapped up, you panic a little bit. You go, oh God, I gotta fix this, I gotta fix this. And in your panic, you throw yourself even further. And you have now accelerated the spinning. You are now becoming closer and closer to Galena's swoop. Also, you are swinging towards the back of Galena's swoop, where the engine is. If you are very lucky in one respect, in that because you have wrapped up so much of the cord at this point, you are not going to go ahead and smack into Brass unless Brass does something stupid.
Don't do something
Which is
stupid.
possible, but he will try to avoid it.
Galena, what do?
Galena is recognizing that she's about to be collided with because civilians will be civilians. So she's going to, because they said, he's coming right at me.
He's not coming right at you. He's more coming at, like, behind your craft. He's swinging back towards the back end of your craft because he's getting pulled in further, and the way that the pull that you imparted on him would normally swing him behind you, and if he hadn't been wrapped up, both Brass and Chop would have, clapped into each other.
Yeah.
As, the vectors all came into alignment, but because he's further forward, his front outrigger is likely to strike your engine bits.
Huh.
Brass looks through his bag and holds out his hatchet and I don't know how to pronounce it. The synthro? Synthro?
Synthro.
Synthro.
Well, no,
like-
they have a cutting thing in the line, like, So, yeah, I'm gonna use it and try to angle myself so that with another little tiny goose and some weight thrown about, so that essentially what's going... I'm going to try to catch a person on the back of a swoop moving at me very, very, very treacherously. And let their swoop go off into the distance and not them.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're going to cut loose Time Knight Swoop.
Yes.
You are then going to try and accelerate ahead and then swing yourself so you can grab Time Knight from his swoop seat.
Accelerate ahead is the wrong word. Change my bike's positioning so that they don't collide. That bike doesn't collide with me.
Okay.
In other words, I'm going to try to like essentially wheelie the fuck out of it, so that it goes on a gyro. Yeah.
Here's the thing, and I'm going to tell you consequences here, so you may decide on your plan. You can try cutting him loose, accelerating ahead, and pulling Brass ahead so Brass can try and do a pull. Or you can try and do what you're going to do, and there is a non-zero, somewhat high chance of getting impaled by the swoop's front outriggers.
Mm.
Brass can do it. he has the synth rope. He can cast that out, and then the synth rope even can pull Chalk back.
Yeah, we don't need the swoop though. Is the thing. So
I'm saying giving, like, firing it out and having Chalk grab it.
So I'm going to go with the moving cutting the line and then moving Brass and Galena forward.
Okay, so that Brass can try and make a grab.
A rescue, yeah.
Okay. So, quick question here.
Yeah.
Are you going to say this to the other two, or are you just going to implement your plan?
No, I'm going to shout. I'm going to shout it. Galena's going to be like, Chuck, let go of your swoop. Brass, catch him. We're going to move a little bit forward so that we are no longer on a collision course.
I'll try.
Okay.
Let the people with some driving experience handle this out of character.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Galena, go ahead and roll the mechanical here. Cutting the line loose is a nothing burger, but you're going to need to go ahead and calculate your thrust.
14 this time.
Okay, that'll work. You move ahead, and the swoop is not going to hit you. You may have ever so slightly roasted Chalk a bit, but he's a Keldor. He'll be fine. He's wearing a pressure suit. He'll be fine. Brass.
Yeah.
You ready for a catch-him?
He as ready as he can be.
Okay, roll me dexterity. And you're in a pressure suit. So there's a thing with that.
Yeah.
Pressure suits, their hands are hard to move precisely.
Mm-hmm.
So you're both going to go ahead and roll me a dexterity, and you're both going to be a full D down.
Okay, so I'm 1D. 1D plus 1.
Okay, and I think I'm 1D plus 2.
Yeah.
This is gonna... Let's see.
Do you feel lucky? Well, do you, punks?
No.
Well, if
3.
I was lucky, I wouldn't be in this mess. Plus, I've got 4 plus 2, 6.
6. Okay. Brass, you are fumbling at poor Chalk.
Yeah.
And Chalk is holding on to you with a death grip. Unfortunately, it appears that Chalk might be a little bit wrapped up, as it were, a little bit tied up, and his legs are not free. So you can feel the mass of a swoop trying to go ahead and wrench the two of you apart. Roll me strength.
Me?
Hmm?
Me?
Oh.
Yeah, both of you.
Okay, here we go. 2D plus 1. Here we
2D
go.
plus 1.
Hang on tight.
This is gonna...
7.
7, okay.
10.
10, excellent. Okay, your shoulders are popping, your tendons are straining. You can feel the burn right now, and your legs are not in good shape, and you really, really hope that synth rope doesn't have enough cut in it to go ahead and pop your suit, because that'd be the real capper to today, now wouldn't it?
Yeah. I just hope that my legs don't...
Back over your shoulder, you may see this farce going on. I should also note, by the way, that Brass, you are now swinging back out to the starboard side of Galena.
I need to keep... I can't focus on that currently. Need to save Chalk.
How do?
Can he reach over and try to hatchet the wire that's around his legs? Is Chalk...
Well, he certainly could, but that does have two big downsides to it. The first is, of course, that he will need to hatch it at a wire that is close to his leg.
Yeah.
Which is,
not great.
A, in a pressure suit, and B, his own personal leg.
Yeah.
I would like to keep it.
This is also a small issue, is he would have to let go with one hand.
No, yeah. I mean, there's...
As the whole energy of the system tries to drag him away from you.
Yeah.
So, he could try. It's a thing that can happen. But it's something that you got to consider.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's another way. Maybe... No. I really can't let go. So I think I'm just gonna have to try to strength this out and pull my buddy in before I can deal with trying to cut the rope or do any of my gadgetry.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll me strength.
Are my legs gone?
3, 1 of the wild die.
Gungan Strongman, strongest in the galaxy. Except not really, and, Brass? Remember how you were sitting on a swoop?
Yeah.
Have you noticed how you're not?
No, I have.
Yeah, okay, so Galena, you now currently have a swooping trail that is missing a Gungan and is swinging out towards round about the 60 degrees off of straight behind you right now, and it is swinging further and forward. It has now gone taut, and it is just going ahead and starting to drag you off course now. The Gungan is now in the hands of the Keldor, who is tied to his swoop, which is headed off that way, also starboard. So yeah, what do?
This is why we can't have nice things.
Nonsense, you're on some perfectly nice swoops. Well, two of you are.
Technically I'm not.
I'm going to clip the other line.
Swoop goes flying off that way.
Yeah. Apologize to Pong later. And then I'm going to, while thinking rapidly, shout over the comms. Look, what is? Sorry, Winter. What's your character's name again?
Brass.
Brass. Try to correct the swoop's trajectory, and then, if you get close enough to me, we can, we can connect through the mag in our gloves, and then fire the grappler at the ship when we get close.
Sounds like a better situation than this is. I'll try.
All right.
You better try.
And then I'm going to correct my course and stick out the hand and activate the mag plate in it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a strength.
14.
14. Okay, excellent. You are now in a position where hopefully they should be able to go ahead and mag up with you. This is, of course, assuming that they can get this right. So, one of you is tied to the driver's seat of the swoop. The other one is currently, clasping his hands and is floating in space. How are the two of you going to arrange yourselves?
Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out.
Well, Brass would probably want to be like if he can make it up front of the swoop if he can get there. So probably I'm trying to think of the physics of this. So would he be able just to grab it, or is it far away? The swoop.
Well, I mean, you can have Chalk pull you in. I just want to know how you're going to try and set yourselves up.
Then, yeah, definitely Chalk behind Brass.
Okay, so Brass is going to sit on Chalk's lap.
Yes.
Or you said Brass behind Chalk, never mind. So, yeah, Brass is going to get behind Chalk. Okay.
He wants to have the ability to move the mic.
It's going to be easier from on Chalk's lap.
Then, yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. So, you are now going to be using your animal riding skill on a Keldor.
Oh, boy. Not riding in that way, time.
I feel a little... it's not the riding part, it's more of the animal.
I mean, both parts of that phrase are great. So...
Yeah, especially in pressure suits. That's beside the point. Okay. So, Brass has now moved himself onto Chalk's lap. You may now take over the handlebars if you wish.
Yep.
The two of you will now have to work together to try and get the swoop into some sort of alignment. Or one of you may do it, but the other one stays absolutely still. However, it will be a harder target number.
We got this. I picked him up once. We can do. We're buds.
So teamworks.
Yes,
teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, so the two of you will both be rolling for the strength to get it on course, and then whichever one is controlling the engine will do that.
All right.
So strength.
Yep.
Alrighty, 2D plus 1.
And Winter, you may use strength plus your beast riding skill.
Alright, so...
That might help.
2D plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is...
Oh wait, I didn't use the proper dice. Nah.
Okay, that is 2D
9.
plus 2. 1 is... I got 9 too. Yeah.
You're in sync. It's wonderful. It's too bad that neither of you has done this before. You think that you're on the right course. Are you going to trigger the engines?
Sure.
Which one of you is triggering the engines?
Am I... Okay.
Probably you.
Okay. So Chuck still has his hands on the handlebars. Go ahead and roll me a mechanical.
Mechanical, that's...
2D plus 2 for you.
3D plus 2, got
Yeah, you have one more D than me. I've made the right choice there.
2D.
Oh, then we have the same.
3, so 3D plus 2?
2D plus 2.
2D plus 2, okay. Wait, hold on. Let me look at this
I said mechanical, not technical.
Oh, there we go. I was looking at the wrong one. 2D plus 2. Here we go. That is 12.
Well, okay, excellent. You fire up the engine, and you are now heading towards Galena. Galena, you may have noticed that they are heading towards you. They've not quite corrected for all the vectors involved. They're going to intercept you. Pretty accurately, too.
So...
Might not be the smoothest docking maneuver ever, if you don't fix this. Also, people are still shooting at you.
Yeah, there's very little I can do, although I assume there's less shooting and more laughing at this point, because this looks entirely inept.
Well, I mean, they've not exactly been accurate, so they might be laughing so hard that they can't draw a good bead. That's a possibility, yes.
Yeah. So... it's going to be realigning, and essentially I'm going to try to correct our vector by altering my own course. Since this is theater of the mind, is a little bit hard to explain how my character would do that.
Mm-hmm.
But she would.
So you're going to try and put yourselves back on a parallel course with the two of them.
Yes, and also, well, actually, slightly less than parallel, so that like when we do connect, I can use both our existing momentums to get parallel to the ship.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're going to need to make a strength test to go ahead and hang on and even out the energies involved, so you're on the right course. Okay, yeah, you can try and do that. Go ahead and roll me a strength to get on course.
An 11.
11, okay. And roll me a mechanical to time the burn.
All right. So that one I actually have to double check because mechanical is one of the things. Oh, is this the ground vehicles?
Yeah.
All right. She's a bit better at that. That is a 10 even.
10 even, okay. We'll see how this turns out. Because they're coming in hot, and you've got your mag plate all warmed up, and it's time to go ahead and grasp and hope this all works.
Moment of truth.
So, boys, on the bicycle built for two, or the swoop built for two, as it were, which one of you is going to go ahead and grab for Galena?
Brass.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but I think he's in a better position to reach out, and I can just grab around his waist and...
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so Galena and Brass, please go ahead and make me a dexterity check at a extra negative 1d for the pressure suits. And let's see if you make it.
All right. 1d plus 2.
Okay.
Well, that's part of why I asked for the mag things, because they should attract each other to an extent.
That'll help.
He'll help.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, let's
Brass
queue
turns
up
on his own
the,
as he rolls a 2, so 4.
So let's queue up the music from like the trench run right before Luke shoots the proton torpedo into the port. Just the dun 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 dun.
And Galena, what did you get?
Galena with the strength?
No,
Dex.
with Dex. This is a Dex.
Oh. I got a 14.
14.
It's a little
It's good that
better.
one of you did better than the other. Okay, so good news, bad news. Good news. You do grab Brass, and the mag plate is locked on. And you are going to need to make a strength test, both of you.
Okay.
Bad news. There is tumbling.
Okay.
So, Alina, Brass, go ahead and make me strengths.
16.
Okay.
9.
9. Okay, much better. Okay, you are now back in contact. Both of you are now one hand down for doing any sort of maneuvering, which will make it harder. And the two swoops are now tumbling about.
Galena, we need to work together to realign the vectors.
Both of you stick one hand on my swoop.
Okay. I do that.
Yeah, he does so.
Are
you going to tell them to turn on the mag grips?
Yeah, turn on the mag grips.
It was
Okay.
already on.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, gotcha. Boop.
Now the other hand on my suit, and also engage mag grips.
Oh.
Galena is going to cut Chalk free of that swoop using her knife. And then kick that swoop the fuck away, because one swoop is easier to control than two.
Okay, so let me get this straight. While currently mag gripped with one hand, you're going to draw a knife, cut a person away, and then kick.
No, I was having them move their hands to other parts of me, so that
I
so that
see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is going to go ahead and take you around to get all the people clambering around, right?
Yeah.
And in that round, you may have noticed that the stun bolts have stopped flying by you. And as you pull out your knife and start to saw at the synth rope, which is really remarkably resilient to cutting with just an unpowered knife.
Oh no, hers is a vibro knife.
No, it's not.
Is it? Why wouldn't it be?
You
It's
didn't
fucking
have a
common
knife.
as shit.
The one that you have is from the basic kit, and that's it.
All right, so that takes.
You may
some time.
notice that a shadow has loomed over you.
What is the shadow?
Well, if you look up, you'll know.
Yes, I do that thing.
There's a Sentinel landing craft that is looking scuffed and much worse for wear above you.
Oh!
Oh boy, our friend.
Now, there's good news and bad news on this. The good news is that it appears that you're no longer tumbling.
That we're being tracked.
That is certainly a possibility.
So we're no longer tumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Are we being trackered? Tractor
You don't know.
beamed?
You have no indications to tell you one way or another.
Well, I mean, has our momentum stopped otherwise?
You really can't tell. You do know that this thing is at rest relative to you. It also seems that you're still heading towards your ship.
Okay.
Which I should note, the large bulk freighter is coming closer to.
Oh.
Gotta kick the engine.
Yeah, so once I've got them free, Chalk free, it's like, all right, hop on, hold tight.
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Happen Biker Police is now sitting on a swoop with a Keldor on one side and a Gungan on the other side, and I assume that you're about to hit the engines real hard.
Yes.
Okay. Roll me mechanical.
Oh, God.
Oh boy, this is going to be...
9.
9. Okay, you hit the engines. They fire up. You're not quite sure what exactly they're doing, but the Sentinel landing craft is definitely keeping pace with you. You're not sure whether you are making better speed towards your ship or not, and you can still see the large bulk freighter moving in towards your ship.
Okay. Hey.
Hmm?
Do you have any more of those Gungan energy balls left?
Not too many, but a few.
I point at the very large vessel.
The bulk freighter or the Sentinel?
The landing craft.
Okay, the landing craft. Okay, that is a bit closer for a throw, yes.
Yeah.
If you want me to try. He loads up a energy ball before chucking it.
It's not a very hard target, but please give me a atlatl with dexterity, and you are going to be taking the -1 for being all pressure suited up.
Alright. 2d plus 2. Oh, got a 6 on my wild die.
Excellent.
8.
8. Yeah, that'll definitely be good enough. The ball flies up towards it. It hits it right on the belly. It goes sparkle, sparkle. That thing apparently has shields.
Well, that did very little.
Well, you don't know that for certain. It could have drained the shield generators quite significantly. It's just you really can't tell from where you are.
Yeah.
You don't have a sensor suite that has that info.
Yeah. Well,
Try your luck again.
why not? There's no harm other than my supply of energy balls, and yeah. Whoop! Dropped my die. 7.
7. Okay. Yeah. Again, you're able to hit. Again, it appears to still be shielded. It's making a hell of a light show, though.
Okay, this
doesn't
for
seem
the
to be
cockpit.
working too much.
Aim for the cockpit so that you flash them in the face if it doesn't actually hit.
Alright, I'll try.
I'm going to keep the engines roaring, by the way.
Okay.
So, it's probably a harder shot. Holy shit, I rolled 2 6s.
Very nice.
12, 13, 14,
One of them
15,
gets
16,
re-rolled,
17.
Very nice. Yeah, this one, your second to last energy ball, flies up, and you're able to get it out ahead enough that it actually hits the cockpit. And you do slip ahead when that happens.
Alright. And I'm going to
You actually zip out ahead in front of the craft.
Right.
Do you look behind you to see what happens?
I'm gonna...
I don't really care overly much at the moment, but what I will tell you is that I am riddling the grappling hook because that's my job.
Okay.
well, I'm gonna look behind me.
Brass,
Yes.
get ready to take
Yeah,
care of revectoring.
So if you look behind you, you can see a blue-skinned woman with red eyes and dark black hair who appears to be cursing and rubbing at her eyes, and the craft is chasing after you.
Okay, okay, I think we stunned her, and she's not too happy about it.
I'd imagine not.
Yeah. Ready to take over controls when you grapple?
So, it's like, actually what we're gonna do is we're gonna let once we land the grappling hook, we're gonna let the bike coast by, and we're just gonna let go and use the line to twirl ourselves and slow our momentum.
Alright.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
works.
Okay.
Alright, so that thing that I just said, okay.
Well, you're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Unless you want to just go ahead and shoot the gyro grappler right now, but it probably doesn't have the range at this point.
Yeah, we're getting up close, but yeah.
Okay.
First, but
before you are able to do that, the bulk freighter is docking with your ship.
with our swoop?
No.
No. Ship.
The Starseeker.
I thought we had pulled ahead.
The Starseeker, not the swoop.
The bulk freighter is up ahead of you, and it's docking with your ship.
I thought the bulk freighter...
The bulk freighter is not the Sentinel. That's the landing craft.
Oh, right.
Yeah. We have two different ships. Yeah.
And you hear a little crackling sound coming over your comlink.
Gonna tune the frequency a little bit, see if I can get something clear.
Yeah, you're able to get it.
Brass will also adjust to here.
Guys, it's Rosa.
What is it?
I can't let them take this ship. I can't let them take the information.
We're here right now to help you.
They're about to cut through the lock right now. And I was able to take the ship back, but I'm not going to be able to stop a whole freighter worth of mercenaries.
Well, we're literally right outside.
Professor, get him back to the temple. Brass, I'm sorry, but the order's going to have to buy you a new ship.
Okay, but how are we going to get back?
I love that!
You'll be fine. The Force will provide. You and Galena, get to the temple. Tell them I sent you. They'll be able to do for you as much good as possible. May the Force be with you, all. There is a flash of light and the ship explodes. You can see that it tore a chunk out of the end of the bulk freighter, and there's debris streaming out into space along with venting atmosphere. And as you watch this, if you look behind you, the Sentinel has just pulled away, and it's flying towards the freighter much faster than you are. But there's a small object flying through space towards you.
Directly at us?
Directly at you.
I'm going to try to reach out and grab it with the mag gauntlets enabled.
Yep, go ahead. Go ahead and roll me dex.
15.
Okay. You did factor in the negative 1d for.
Yes.
Okay. You bobble it some, and the mag gauntlets actually don't help in this case. It is a broken and scorched lightsaber. You've seen it before.
And does it keep whizzing by, or did I?
Oh no, you grabbed it. It nearly tore you out of the seat. It had so much momentum, but you were able to grab it, and you're strong enough that you're able to stick there.
Did
you all would recognize this lightsaber? You've seen it on Rosa's belt.
Did Rosa just?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I hate to be that guy, but now what?
Well,
We go to the Jedi Temple.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's just.
But first, we need to find a way back. I'm going to try to maneuver us closer to the actual, like... Is there an outcropping of the station that comes out this far?
No, you're way out beyond the station at this point, but you can point back at the station and hit the thrusters.
Right.
It's going to take you a little while. You got to burn off the velocity that you've already, put in the other direction, but you should be able to get back to the station.
All right.
Should have enough oxygen.
Yeah, I mean, these things have, like, couple-hour tanks, don't they?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
You've got a perfectly good engine.
Yeah, well, let's head back.
I'm going to have a word with some people when we get back. And I'm going to flip. I'm going to try to flip the craft around.
Yeah. At this point, you're not in any real danger. You actually see, if you look behind you as you flip the craft, you're going to see the bulk freighter and the landing craft hyper out.
Can't believe it. That's...
It really never gets easier.
We rent a shuttle. We head to Yavin.
That is all we can really do, yeah.
Yeah.
I just have one question. Did Rosa ever out of character real quick? Did Rosa ever mention who his master was?
Don't think so.
This was out of character.
Yeah, no. I put that out of character.
Not to you, no. But he did go ahead and speak with Master Jade on the ship, so it's not outside of the realm of possibility that that Brass would know.
Mm.
Anyway,
he probably,
the three of you go ahead, you fly back to the station. You're able to go ahead and get yourself safely back. And the three of you, unless there's anything else that you want to do on the station at this time, you'll go ahead and head towards Yavin, head towards the Jedi Academy. But for now, that's it.